All right, we're broadcasting.
Well, let's start a public hearing, local law number 2 of 2021, opting out of licensing and the establishment of cannabis dispensary or cannabis on-site consumption sites. If anybody wants to signed up to speak, Sue?
Josh?
You may want to give them a minute. They're coming in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Give them a minute to enter into the meeting. Hey, Aaron.
So for those that are in attendance, the town supervisor has opened the public hearing regarding local law number, is it 2, Sue?
Yes, number 2 of 2021.
If you would like to speak regarding local law number 2, please use the raise hand and or chat features to let us know you would like to do so. I am not seeing any hands being raised or any movement in the chat feature, so
How many people are in the waiting
11.
room?
there's 11 people in attendance.
Okay.
Mark, do we have to make a motion to cancel that public hearing meeting or just move on?
I'm not following why you might want to cancel it.
We don't want to cancel it.
The
Close
public, I'm sorry, to close it. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
yeah, that's fine. Motion to close the public hearing is fine.
Somebody want to make a motion to close it?
Yeah, hearing no comments, I'll make a motion to close the public hearing.
Second.
Second. All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. I'd like to welcome everybody to the Wilton Town Board meeting, June 3rd of 2021. I'm going to start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God,
indivisible,
indivisible, with liberty
liberty
and
and justice
justice.
for all.
Can you take the roll calls, please, Sue?
Supervisor Lance,
Here.
Deputy Supervisor McCaffrey,
Here.
Councilman Bogardus,
Here.
Councilwoman Culligan. Is she here?
He's there.
She's waving that she's here.
Okay. And Councilman O'Connor.
Here.
Somebody want to make a motion to suspend the public comment?
I'll make the motion to suspend public comment.
The second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Carried. Has everybody had a chance to read last month's minutes? If so, somebody want to make a motion to approve them?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Carried. We got 2 bids on that hazardous waste day pickup.
We did. We received 2 bids.
I honestly think
Sorry.
we should maybe look at it a little deeper. It's up to what you want to do, but I don't know if you've all had a chance to look at them.
Would you want to look into it deeper for, John?
Well, I didn't really get a chance to read it, but talked to Sue and get some questions about things. I mean, if you looked at it and you're happy, well,
We did look at a couple of the units and how they price the containers. So this bid is based on the unit price. One company has a couple items by cubic yard, which is 202 gallons, and then the other one has it by 55-gallon drums. At first glance, it looks as though the one for 55-gallon, the 55-gallon drum is cheaper, when in actuality, it is, one is $938 for the cubic yard in the flex bin, and by the 55-gallon drum, it's $1,100. So there's a lot of things that need to be converted so you can actually look at it and you're looking
Wow.
at apples.
Why don't we put this off till next month?
Okay.
That's how I feel.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
don't know about the
I don't have
rest.
the expertise. Yeah, I know I don't have the expertise to make the analysis between the two proposals.
Right.
Yeah.
You want to hold off?
Yeah, I do. I
We'll
just
table-
assume. Table it.
Table it till
Thank
next
you.
month? Oh, something just happened.
Yeah.
Hold on, okay.
Yeah, my screen just went weird.
All right. Maria's excellent yearly report was, they did it, the independent audit report. Everybody get a chance to look at it?
Yeah, it was 40 pages.
Yeah.
I didn't read the whole thing, but I glanced at it.
Somebody want to make a motion to accept that?
I'll make a motion to approve the independent auditor's report for 2020.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Carried. Our ethics board had a meeting and they chose a chairman, Charles Garrison, 6/3/21 to 12/31/21. We need a motion to appoint him.
I'll make a motion to appoint him.
Appoint Charles.
second.
Second,
I'll second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Carried. A couple of people want to resign. Chris Clark from the ZBA board, an alternate. You want to make a motion to accept that? This is registration.
So moved.
Second,
Second it.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Passed. All right, we have Brian Waygad from Park and Rec Commission. Need a motion to accept his.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Carried. If anybody knows anybody wants to sit on that rec commission, that's very important. Get somebody on there, have them send a resume. So, number 9, local law 2021, opting out of licensing and the establishment of cannabis dispensary or cannabis on-site consumption sites. Myself, I'm totally against it, the sale of it.
Yeah. I have a question that for our council and for the other town board members as well. We generally don't allow smoking of any kind of substance in public places like Gavin Park. Do we need to expressly in local law number 2 of 2021 that cannabis smoking is not allowed in public places in the town, such as Gavin Park, the Wilton Wildlife Preserve, town buildings?
Ray, is your question, do we need to add that prohibition in this proposed local law?
Yes.
So the answer would be no. Don't add it in this proposed local law. I don't remember, or I've never seen, I think I have seen it, I'm not remembering the specific language of the other adoptions by the town board prohibiting smoking on town property and the like. We can look at that language and evaluate whether it already applies or whether it needs to be augmented. But either way, I would not add that in this law.
Okay. Thank you.
Unless we want to wait another 30 days.
No.
Hey, guys, I'm sorry. Can you hear me yet?
Now we can.
Yeah,
Yes.
loud and
Oh,
clear now. Erin.
Dear God, thank you.
We were gonna pause it for you till you got on. I could hear you. I could see your lips moving, but nothing was coming out.
Yeah. Oh my, I am in a full out sweat. Okay. Thank you.
I think you can strike the "Oh God" from the minutes.
Pretty much sums up my week so far. And it's only Thursday.
It's over tomorrow.
Does somebody want to make a motion not to, not
I'll
about,
make the motion.
you want to second it?
Well,
I'll
wait,
make
I'm
that-
sorry.
Oh, not what you
Wait.
just said, but.
Yeah, right. Let's be careful. What was the
I'll
motion?
make the motion that we accept local law number 2.
Adopt local law. number.
Adopt local law number 2.
I'll second the motion to adopt local law number 2 of 2021.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
No.
Carried. Committee reports.
I talked with Robin today to check in. She said everything's going great. And John Lance, she wanted me to make sure that I thanked you for all of your support in getting it open and always having their back.
I stopped there the other day. talked to
Yep,
them.
they're so happy.
Yes, they were.
Happy for them.
They all were very happy. Yeah.
That's all I have.
I don't know if you all got a look on Traver Road with our new paver.
Yeah.
I think the highway crew did a heck of a job in our parking lot. Have you seen our parking lot?
Mhm.
Thanks, Scott Harrington. That's an excellent job there too.
Yeah. Yeah. I also want to comment, in addition to the highway department doing a real nice job, our Brendan August, our deputy, helped out along that stretch with traffic and that sort of thing, which I'm sure the highway department and residents appreciate.
I just want to bring something up. In Saratoga today, and I got a phone call. I think it was on April 1st, is Evan Rossetti from the town of Wilton. He's been involved in Gavin Park basketball, and he's went to the 12 and 13-year-old division national regionals of the Elks hoop shoot free throws, and he won the New York State championship, and he beat champions out of New Jersey and Pennsylvania. And then he went to the nationals, where he did very well there, 25 out of 25, and he won a lot of sets, but he still he finished 4th, but I think it was a heck of accomplishment. So if you see him, thank him and congratulate him for putting Wilton on the map.
I was talking,
You probably know him, Aaron.
I was talking to about that. I think we should recognize him at the next board meeting when we have live.
Right.
Yeah,
At
I'll reach
Gavin
out.
Park.
I'll text his mom and let her know that you mentioned him.
And just tell her we brought it up tonight.
You got it.
I'd like to get him recognized at the meeting next month.
Good call.
I will get that on her calendar.
We had a
Anybody got anything else? Committee reports?
Gavin Park is, I'm still confused on this, but are we going for the splash part? Are we just waiting for an answer on whether we're going to open it to everyone? I've gotten tons of emails, calls, wondering why it's only Wilton and nobody else. But I would assume that outdoor activities are okay at this point.
John, I would agree with you. I don't know why Wilton only, other than maybe if they meant for people renting it that wanted to do that rental in the
Yeah.
evening. I don't know either.
Yeah.
We should, yeah, but also everything's changing by the week, so
Right, I'm thinking.
I
that we're
agree.
gonna
We
be
may
at-
not have to do with capacity anymore.
Right, I think we're gonna be open as usual.
Mhm.
And I just want to clear the air with everybody in the town that we're doing everything we can to open it to all and not just to some. And as far as the rental goes, I mean, it's a great idea for nights, you know, to families that want to do it, but I just, when we open it to a certain part of the town, it's hard when you bring your kids there and they see other kids in there, and then you got to tell them, listen, that, you know, you can't go in because, you know, it's not, you know, it's only open to like summer camp, or they rented it for the day. That's not what that was built on. I mean, that was built for the community, and I
But
just
that's-
hate,
That's not part of the plan, though. It'll be open 12 to 6 for residents with availability to rent 6 to 8. Like, that's
Right.
not till later in the evening. I totally agree with you on that. And I
Okay.
think that's some of, just,
That's
there were
where the
so many
miscommunication-
emails going around.
Okay.
That what we talked about is opening an hour early, so summer camp can have opportunity from 10
Gotcha.
to 12, but 12 to 6, it is there for everybody,
That's what I'm looking for.
everybody.
That's what I'd like to see.
Yeah.
Me
Yeah, the school year finishes on Thursday, June 24th, and my hope would be, and I think all of our hopes would be, that between now and then, the trend keeps continuing with lower and lower infection rates, and that
right.
we
You're
can
right.
go back to business as usual with that, as Aaron had said, the extra hour, you know, for handling the campers. So, you know,
Mhm.
hopefully that we
Yeah,
get back.
I have no problems even opening it at 9 o'clock to let them have 9 to 10, whatever, but
All right, and the school system is over doing that, blacktopping that parking lot at Gavin Park. It's gonna be done shortly. You want to talk any about that, Ryan? I think you probably know more about it than I do.
they're doing a great job.
No,
I got an email today that's supposed to be done, stay off it till like the 14th, I think, or 9th, it said. But that's looking good there. All right, Maria's gonna do her control report right now.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Maria.
Maria?
Very short and sweet report today. The first two items for our budget transfers relate to funding salary lines for the park maintenance folks. When we had decided, I should say when the board decided on April 1st, to extend the hours for the park maintenance staff from 35 to 40 hours. I did not calculate the cost at that time, so I want to be prepared that as we go through the year, there's adequate appropriation for the increase in hours. So I'm using unused appropriations from other departments to fund the salary appropriations that are going to be necessary for the park maintenance. Total estimated increase in appropriation for park maintenance is approximately $16,700, assuming that the park maintenance staff are going to continue to work 40 hours through December. So from the effective date of April 27th through December 31st, it will cost approximately $16,700 to fund the additional 5 hours per week per person. So that's for items 1 and 2. Item 3 is the background checks that are necessary to be performed for the incoming staff for summer camp. So there are approximately 32 additional staff members at $120 per check. So we received the invoice for $3,840 for that. So we need to fund that appropriation. We're taking it from our contingent account. And another item that we're going to be taking from our contingent account is item 4. That's for some traffic signs that we had received an invoice for $249. So those were items 1 through 4 for budget transfers.
Make a motion to approve all.
The budget transfers.
I'll second.
Favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Thank you. Okay, item 2 is we have a resignation in the highway department. Casey Carter was a highway mechanic. His resignation is effective as of yesterday, June 2nd, and the board is requested to accept his resignation.
I'll make a motion to accept his resignation.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Thank you. And item 3, the last item, Kirk Woodcock is requesting that the new working supervisor, Jason Bruckner, be reimbursed for cell phone and data. So that's $65 per month.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll say,
Favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Thank you.
You know, next month, I'd like to go back to the town hall with our meetings and, we have to eliminate, because I've been told that sound isn't any good at Gavin Park, and
Mhm.
I'd like to get the zoning and planning board back in operation so that people can speak. Anybody got anything else you want to talk about?
One thing I did want to mention, I was talking it over with Mark and the maintenance at Gavin Park, and leaning towards separating the maintenance from Gavin Park. Having our own maintenance department for the town of Wilton in 2 zones, a northern and southern zone. And the reason for that is because of the difficulties in hiring that we're having. And it seems to me that we have quite a few people at Gavin Park, 6 to be exact, I believe, that takes care of like a postage stamp compared to the whole entire town. And if we were to combine everyone and maybe hire maybe one more for the entire town, and other towns are doing this, Clifton Park, I've talked to a bunch of them. A lot of them are doing this. They just have a town maintenance department, not a rec maintenance department. And I did talk it over with Mark. We sat down, actually, myself and Mr. Bogarta sat down with him, and I think this is the way of the future. If we need manpower at town hall or anywhere else in the town, we can pull them from Gavin Park. And if we need manpower at Gavin Park, we can pull them from the rest of the town. It'll work better in the wintertime. I know Gavin Park is huge right now. We need as much as we can get there, but there's times when we're spread thin in the rest of the town where we could use these guys at the northern end of town too. So it's one of them things I've been mulling over. We're trying to get some paperwork together to see, but I just figured I'd keep you in the loop.
why, I just have a question of it again. Still learning here. Why can't we do that already? If we know that we need a set of hands, grab
Well,
somebody.
The
Not
way,
okay.
right now, everybody at Gavin Park works for Gavin Park. They're under Mark Marino's command.
But they work for the town. Like someone like a Scott Harrington can't grab one of those guys to come help mow sometime.
They haven't in the past.
I was
Not
just
without
wondering,
the-
what about town law makes that not possible?
Well, that's why we just make one,
Learning.
right,
Well, you have to be careful because it's how their,
the classification,
job,
job duties.
just is through the county.
So if we keep
Like,
them as
really-
maintenance workers, they basically work for the town of Wilton under the direct supervision of the supervisor or the board. And we pull them wherever they're needed. They can just, there'll be somebody in charge of the northern district and somebody in charge of the southern district, and they need to communicate whether if Scott needs somebody from the southern, he just calls down there and says, I need 2 guys, can you spare them? And they make it happen. If he can't make it happen, he can't make it happen. But I just think with the problem we're having, we seem to be able to hire people for Gavin Park, but not for town.
John, are you suggesting that Scott would be in charge of this combined
Scott
group?
would be in charge of the northern, and then I would put John as in charge of the southern, and they would be, I
John, who?
believe, 6 or 7
King,
people.
not me.
Yeah, no,
Not John Lant. Oh, yeah, John King, not Lant.
I'm too old.
And
Well, if you have 2 different supervisors, one from the north and one from the south, what if one objects to the other one's request? I think if you're going to combine this, you combine it into one organization that's town-wide, and you put somebody like Scott in charge of it.
and then he divvies up who's working in the southern zone and who's in the north. They divide the work based on north and south. Is there a thing with the civil?
That
Um,
changes, that would change that would change John King's classification.
so I guess my question is for Mark Shatner, is this pretty detailed to make happen, or is it
Shouldn't
pretty?
be, it's pretty town board decision.
It Aaron, the answer is, and I don't know how people are classified in these various departments. There are a number of possibilities. Some towns, for example, have separate employee areas for highway department, recreation department, and town general maintenance. It sounds like in Wilton, that's what we have. We have rec is currently separate.
Yes.
So it depends how they were hired and how they were classified. When somebody said something about the county, they don't mean that they're county employees, they're town employees, but the county has classifications of their job titles, and it depends how it's been set up. And I don't know, I wasn't involved in how it was set up, so I don't know. It could be very, very easy, or it could involve discontinuing a recreation department. I don't know how it was set up. It depends how it was set up.
And the way I look at it, if we do it the way you just suggested, that would demote John as a maintenance supervisor. So we would not be able to just give him a demotion. I mean, there'd have to be a reason. That's why I just figured if we did, we had two, which we basically have now. You're not changing anything.
Yeah, but I think you may still have the same conflict, because, if you have.
I talked to Scott and I talked to John. They don't seem to think that. They actually thought it was a great idea. Because there's some times that Scott over the winter was stretched thin. Him and Roy were basically doing the work of 4 guys while we had 6 people at Gavin Park doing the work of 2. If we pull them resources together, and I'm not saying you're going to be able to use resources from Gavin Park during the months that Gavin Park's on fire. But it's more the winter time when, as far as hiring people, I mean, we're having a problem getting people that are willing to work. They've had an ad in the paper for months and can't get anybody to bite. And here we got all our resources on a postage stamp in Gavin Park all year long.
I understand that concern. I do think it makes sense. I do have some questions on personnel.
Right, and we can discuss that too on, one-on-one.
Yeah.
But, we obviously can't sit in one room and talk about it, but if I would sit down, I sat down with Dwayne, I've sat down with John. If anyone wants to sit down, and I'm here, so whenever.
Okay.
And I understand exactly where you're going, so.
Okay. Thank you.
And like Ray, if you want to sit, I'm good with that too.
Sure.
Because I want it to work. Whatever it is, when we finalize this, I want it to work townwide.
Us too. Yeah, me too.
Mark,
And it does make sense, being able to shift people based on necessity.
Right.
I get
And we
that.
can't
Yeah.
right now.
Mark, if we move forward with this and this is something we write up, we should pass this through your office for review, correct?
I would anyways.
Yeah, we don't know how it was set up to begin with, so we can
Right.
look into that and make sure it's
Yeah,
okay. Sure.
I would absolutely do that before we, absolutely do that.
Right.
And it may
Happy-
have been that Gavin Park, as far as the town is concerned, is a relatively new piece. So maybe just to get them started, that's why they had a separate department at the time before it kind of grew.
Right. And I think there's new parks in the future of the town of Wilton too. And that's going to be important. We need to get ahead of this now.
I think in the future, when we hire people for items like this, we should hire them as town employees, not location specific.
Right.
So this way we will have the ability to float people as we hire more people on. They'll become more global employees rather than a local Gavin Park or town hall.
Right. And that's the neighboring towns, that's how they're doing it.
Right.
So I'd like to see it. We got to look into it.
No,
That's all I got.
Anybody else got anything? They want to make a motion to adjourn the meeting?
So moved.
Second,
I'll second it.
all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you all and have a good night.
Good
Good night,
night.
everybody.
Have a good night, everybody.
Sorry for my technical difficulties.